So welcome to this lesson on conservation of mass. You can check out our new series of O-level chemistry lessons on our YouTube channel for Kids Private Tuition. So in this lesson, we're going to look at this law that says no atoms are created nor destroyed during a chemical reaction. So this is the basis for the law of conservation of mass, which says that our mass always stays the same. So the mass of the reactant should be equal to the mass of the product in a balanced chemical equation. So what only changes are the bonds. So we know that old bonds may be broken and new bonds are formed. And it is important at this juncture to remember that when you break bonds, this is an endothermic process that requires energy. So you require energy to break old bonds. And when you form new bonds, this is an exothermic process that releases energy. So this is under the topic called energetics, but you're supposed to know that only our bonds change. So there's a rearrangement of atoms whenever chemical reactions take place. However, we are saying here the mass of the reactants should be equal to the mass of the product, but there's a condition to this, as you will see later. So let's suppose you react your sodium and your chlorine in that reaction to give sodium chloride. You need to balance out for the chlorine. We see that we have two chlorines to your left and only one to your right, so you should balance by putting a 2 and also a 2 for sodium. So this is the law of conservation of mass in action. You want to balance out the masses, you want to balance out the number of atoms, because you know that you do not create any atoms nor destroy any atoms. So if you look at this reaction without balancing, without you putting those coefficients, you realize that we only have one sodium to your left and one sodium to your right. At least in that case, it's balanced. But for chlorine, we have two chlorines and only one to your right in your product, sodium chloride. So this implies that one of the chlorine atoms has been destroyed, so which is not true. So the process of balancing out equations is to try and acknowledge that we cannot create nor destroy atoms. So when you are putting those coefficients, you are trying to show that our mass remains the same, the number of atoms remains the same. The atoms that we start off with are the same atoms that we should end up